All right, it's time for this week's update. So, uh, as you have seen before, I've uploaded some extra content where I go through some of the exercises that we've got, the optional ones, and yeah. So now I'm also gonna talk about this week's lectures. The first one at Wednesday's lecture was a continuation of classes and object-oriented programming. So yeah, it was basically the same as the Friday before's lecture, just that we learned some things about inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction. I think the most important part of those are the inheritance, because, well, at least for me, I feel like I use that the most on the daily basis. All right, and the Friday's lecture was about virtual environments and external packages. So that one was a quite a fun one, actually. Learned some stuff outside of just coding, how to set up a Python virtual environment, and how to use Conda if you want, that's an optional part. How to install packages that are external, and what like virtual environments are about and what they're used for. So I really like when we learn a bit of things outside of just coding, things that are used around coding, you can say. So that was a really fun lecture. As before, I knew about 90% of what we learned, but it's still fun to go through. And yeah, that's actually it. We just had the lecture up until lunch, about 12 p.m. I think, or is it, no, 12 o'clock at in the day. I don't know if that's called PM or AM, I don't know. Anyways, and then it was just your own time to do what you want. If you want to repeat classes, virtual environments, packages, etc. And next lectures the next week are about, the first one is about web scraping, I think. So that's gonna be fun, I'm guessing. I haven't really done web scraping at all, actually. So it's gonna be fun to learn and see how to use it, and what people use it for, if it's actually a good thing to know in the AI world. And the next lecture on Friday, I think, is about pandas, which I've started to prepare myself for already. Pandas is used for like manipulating data, cleaning data, and structuring it nice. So that's a lot of fun. We're gonna have two lectures about pandas, actually, so I'm looking forward to those. I'm sorry if the camera is shaking a lot. I don't really have a stand for it, I'm just holding it with my hand, but yeah, I hope that's fine. Is there anything more to say? Oh yeah, right. Our second um, assignment, the random number guessing game, uh, is due today at midnight. So I think I'm actually gonna go through it and show you guys how I did it. So, as before, I'll jump on the computer and I'll see you guys there. Alright, now I'm on the computer and as you can see, here is the second assignment. It's very short, only 23 lines, so it's not gonna be a long walkthrough or explaining of the code. But yeah, the assignment, it's about a random number guessing game where you initialize a random number and the user has to guess the number and gets hints along the way if the correct number is higher or lower. So the way I did it is I started with importing the built-in random module from Python and got a random integer from one of its functions that's between 1 and 100, including those numbers. And then this is how our teacher wanted us to do it. I initialized a list called guesses, which is empty at the start. Then there's a while true loop to it's there for in order for the user to be able to guess multiple times, so it isn't like the user guesses one time. If it's wrong, then the program exits, and the user has to start the program again. No, so that's why I have this while loop. And then, sorry if that was quite a mouthful. Maybe not the best explaining, but I think you guys understand why it's here. After that, inside the while loop, I start by trying to convert a input string into an integer, which I store in the variable guess. And the input is just, I'm asking the user to guess the number between 1 and 100. And the input that the user types, I then try to convert into an integer. If there's a value error, for example, if the user inputted a letter or a symbol, then I have an exception which catches that error and just prints invalid number, and then just continues to the top of the loop, and the user has to input again. If there's no error, if it was successful in converting the input into an integer, then it gets stored in this variable called guess, and the program continues down here, appends that guess to the guesses list, which I defined up here. Then I have a if statement that checks if the guess that the user inputted is the same as the random number that was generated up here. If they are the same, then I just print you guessed right after the amount of guesses and then just guesses. So here, to print the amount of guesses, I just check the length of the list guesses since I append every guess to that list. There is a kinda simpler way of doing this by just having a variable that's an int that's initialized at like 0, and you just increment it every iteration and print it here. But our teacher wanted us to store the guesses inside a list, so that's why I've done this. Alright, so yeah, I print the length of the list, aka the amount of guesses, and then just break the while loop so the program exits. Else, if this wasn't correct, if the guess wasn't the same number as the random one, then it checks if the guess was less than the random number, and if so, I just print you guessed too low, so the user knows to guess a higher number next time. Then else if the guess was higher or larger than the random number, then I just print opposite, you guessed too high, so then the user knows to guess a lower number next time. And then it just continues to the top. The user gets to guess again, and it continues until the user guesses right and the while loop breaks. So, I hope that was a good explanation. It's a very simple program. As I said, only 23 lines, not that much. I wanted to keep it simple, not to do it too complicated. And yeah, I think this is alright. So yeah, I can run it actually. If I do this, then you can see here, guess the number between 1 and 100. I'll start with maybe 41. Then it just says you guessed too low. So now I know I have to guess a higher number, so maybe 66. Now I guessed too high, so then I try 53, that's too low. 58, that's also too low. Maybe 60, and yeah, 60 was the right answer. So then it prints you guessed right after 5 guesses. So yeah, that's my random number guessing game. Very simple, as I said. Does the job, and yeah, that's it for this week's update. Thank you guys for watching. I see that I get some views, so I know some of you guys are actually watching, and I really appreciate it. It would help a lot by just giving a like, and maybe subscribe if you want to see more of my journey. And yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you in next week's update. Bye bye.